my read.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so first just talk over also my resume, so about my experience, and then it was about yeah, she had three questions.
Mm-hmm.
That I found it.
Yeah, let's find some questions. Maybe you have also like Gulira, Emir, Emre, if you remember, let's write them down. So we will prepare and we'll pass along to other people.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat, right?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat or we can create a document and then we list all of them.
Yeah,
Probably we'll be repeating questions.
yeah. Can you describe the used so JavaScript framework and what was the challenges you faced during that project? So what kind of challenges of using JavaScript when you're using JavaScript? That was one question, and that was a little bit challenging question to me because I didn't have answer for that. But
You were not ready. Okay.
yeah, but I started talking about TypeScript. Yes, I had some issues with TypeScript so recently. But
Okay.
also, so another question is, can you tell me time you effectively collaborated with project manager and QA team so you delivered a high quality product? That was easy for me to answer. And another third question is, can you tell me your approach to code review? What is your approach to address any issues, and how is your process to review code? This was also okay. I think I answered okay on these three questions, except first one. And what she said, the next step is going to be technical interview on Glider, live coding test. I don't know. I never heard about Glider. Have you heard about Glider?
Yeah.
So what is that? Is that a special?
Like an assessment website like a HackerRank or
Sorry,
you...
can you put your question into Google
yeah.
Docs? Everyone can share with them.
Yeah, let's create one.
Yeah, I created already. Everyone can edit it. It's in the chat.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
If you want, I can give you the ownership.
Oh, it's okay. If I can edit it, that's enough.
Yeah, you can edit it.
All right. So you know, I can answer, okay? I can give you some guidelines. How would I answer? And more or less, I have experience, before I get even like to the second or third round, I have to pass the recruiters, and I've done a lot of job recruiters. So first question, why they ask this question? They just want to see how you present yourself, if you are confident or not. So this is how we interpret, right? Yeah. They want to know JS frameworks because they have the job description somewhere, and then they want to see if you can if you have those skills that's required for the project. So this is one way to ask the engineers, right? So let's say I'm looking for a specific car and I met a salesperson. So instead of saying, what kind of cars you have, I can ask specifically, what do you know about like Toyota, I don't know, Camry, right? So can you give me any experience? For example, if I'm going to the mechanic, instead of saying, hey, do you know how to fix Toyota Camry? I can ask, do you have any experience working with Toyota Camry? So this is just the icebreaker, in other words, or they just want to know if you can answer like typical questions. Does it make sense? Anything else? Any questions here? Another thing I want to show today, using the ChatGPT and other resources, the one I recently started trying is Perplexity. So I think that also gives you some good links to the resources instead of just giving you some answers. So if you have an account, you can use it. There is a free and paid version as well. Okay, can you describe that you used framework? Okay. Okay, can someone ask me this question? Let's pretend it's a real call, like it's scheduled for 5 p.m. and you're calling me and I have to
Should I ask you?
conversation. Yeah.
Can you describe that used JavaScript framework and what was the challenges you faced during the project?
Yeah. So I have at least 4 years of experience building front-end applications, web applications, and in almost every project I use JavaScript with React. React is one of the JavaScript libraries. Along React, I use Material UI, maybe Bootstrap sometimes, it depends. And for state management, I can use Redux and etc. Like I have to just mention what I know, like, and then recruiter will be okay. Kind of marking there is a check marks for them, right? And challenges you face during that time. So in my recent project, I worked with React and JavaScript. So it was, I don't know, like it was a e-commerce application. So there was a team dedicated for the front end, like a homepage of the e-commerce, and I was one of the main front end developers. Along with me, there was another guy who was focusing on, I don't know, payment system. I was focusing on the dashboard. So challenges I faced, I had to build this table. So it was challenging because tables should be dynamic. You can click, drag and drop, and then you can change the state of the application. Um, so basically integrating this table into the existing React application was a bit challenging because I didn't know how to use this tables library. So I had to learn. Before I was able to deliver this task, I had to watch some tutorials. I had to implement something simple so I can see the result and see how it works. And after that, I did consolidate with the product manager. I showed them what I was able to achieve within like first day or second day, and they approved it. So it looks good. This looks as we expected. So when I got that feedback, I started implementing the whole feature. So table from the beginning till the end. So, and at the end of the table, and you can describe your table, but recruiters usually will interrupt you because they don't want to go too details, a bit deep to details. But if you're talking to hiring manager or engineers, you can go to technical details. So this will be enough for the recruiters actually. Why? Because I use this library. And second, because there was a strict deadline. Like I had to deliver it within like 1 week. That's why it was challenging. Or you can say there was another team member who was waiting for my feature to be delivered, and then they wanted to add like payment system on top of my current work. So they were waiting for me. I felt a little pressured, but I was able to deliver it. So you never say I failed, I didn't deliver it, or I didn't know how to solve, or I don't know. So there shouldn't be any answer like I don't know. So you say I didn't know, but I learned it. I was able to talk to different teammates. They helped me. They showed how to do it. And afterwards, it was easy for me to follow. So you see, first, just one question can lead to 5-6 minutes of conversation in the with the recruiters. If you are not ready, if you are not experienced, it will be like questions and answers, question and answer. So how, let me show you the opposite side, right? How like inexperienced person would answer this question. So uh, describe the experience of JS frameworks and challenges. So and I'm telling it because I take these interviews right from the students. So not ready person would say React. The first thing comes to my mind, right? So those who are not ready, they just say React. I use React. And if you give some time, they will remember, oh, okay, I used what is it? Material UI, actually. I remember I used it. And then, so basically they're trying to remember because it's not ready. But if you prepare your answer, you will just list them right away. Okay, main framework or library that I use, it's React. Second thing is Material UI. I don't know, Bootstrap, Charts, JS, etc. Okay, so if you prepared it, you will remember because you do some research, you do Remember it.
So
What?
Kushtar, in this case, yeah, in
Mm,
this case, what I did say, how I answered was that okay, we are implemented so recently. So yeah, TypeScript, we are switched to TypeScript.
mhm.
So instead of so JavaScript, we are now using that. And that TypeScript implementation was challenging to me because it was kind of new approach, identifying data types before
Mm.
kind of writing something like that. I just referred to TypeScript.
Okay.
I don't know how much that was good or not.
Mhm. So for me, saying that TypeScript was challenging, it's like, okay, maybe you're new because it's challenging, right? Like, and again, it's not about like you know and you don't know, you're new. It's about how you present the problem, right? So just saying that TypeScript, you can say it this way. Uh, I've been working only with JavaScript so far, and recently my whole project it was needed to convert to TypeScript.
Yep.
And I take this challenge, like a task, to convert all main components, at least like main components. You can give any number, let's say five main components into TypeScript, because we had to migrate from JavaScript to TypeScript. And it was challenging because all JavaScript libraries or I don't know, some of the concepts were not applicable to TypeScript. And in that case, you had to spend some time learning and comparing and rewriting some of the components from scratch using TypeScript. That's why it was challenging. Then it could be good answer. But just saying that TypeScript was challenging, it's not a good
No,
answer.
I said, yeah, I didn't say the TypeScript, but yeah, switching the TypeScript, that's kind of give, it
Yeah,
was
I mean,
new to the
so
company.
better
And
way would be like you were migrating to TypeScript. And as a person who knows TypeScript, I took this challenge. But I didn't expect to be this challenging because I didn't know that we are using some old libraries or I don't know, like old concepts in the application. And it actually took me more time than I expected. So this is the way you are saying that it surprised you, and
yep.
but it wasn't like, super challenging. So it's you are just giving a simple answer. So it says JS framework and the challenges you faced during that project. It doesn't say like most challenging. So your answer is good, but it could be improved.
Yeah, okay, yep, thank you.
Mhm.
By the way, I can understand right now. You were doing the interview like in the past.
Mhm.
I can understand the importance. When I talked to the recruiter, not the yeah, she was recruiter. I understand that like it was very important.
Mhm.
You were doing the interview fake, you know.
Yeah, I mean, uh, when you go through this screening multiple times, you see that, okay, something is not working for the recruiters, right? So you have to convince them from first try. Basically, you have to impress them. And then if you see some videos or if you see other people talking, especially Native Americans, they sell from the first second. So anyone right now, if you have your, I don't know, ChatGPT open, let's put this
Yes,
first question.
I put
And
it already.
yeah, let's see the answers. I'm sure there will be like 10 lines of sentences.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone just can copy it and then try it. Let's see what it says. So remember that ChatGPT uses GitHub resources, right? Because all the answers that it spits out, it's based on the GitHub. And in the GitHub, majority of developers, they save their files, they put it there, and ChatGPT just scans this really quick and gives you an answer. Okay, let's see. Let's put it in the chat, actually, your answers. Like, let's see how you are asking it. Maybe if you copy pasting it, it will be same answers. I don't know. because the question is same. Another thing, you guys can start learning the prompt engineering. So how should I ask questions? So the way you ask this question, you're already giving an answer here. Yeah. So ChatGPT is also improving. As you can see, previously it would just give you some answers, but right now it says explain, start by naming frameworks, describe the project, mention the goal and the features. Sometimes you just have to mention the purpose of the application. So let's practice it. Who wants to try? Like, if we don't practice it, you will not try. Like, and if you say that you will do it on your own, in your mind, it will not gonna work.
Practice? You mean you're gonna ask questions?
Yeah, let's select any project. Let's say you are working for Walmart and you are working on the payment system, right? The checkout process. So your project is called like, quick payment or quick checkout. The whole project name is like, smooth checkout process, right? And then I ask this question, hey, I see you worked at Walmart, but I wanted to know what kind of project you worked on and what kind of challenges you faced, and if you used any JavaScript frameworks. Any volunteers?
Emir? Sir?
Yeah, okay, I can try.
Yeah. Imagine like you know everything about it. Because the the funny part is recruiters don't know if you are talking really from your experience or if you just telling them the made up question answers. So
Yes.
let's
So basically, we are implementing Walmart desktop application, and our the whole UI was implemented on React. We are writing on TypeScript to follow the data types, or how it's called, the strict typing method. And for backend, we are using Node.js. So my job, my task was to implement the dashboard and payment system. So basically, whenever the user want to order something, he just have to fill in the data, and my job was to make sure the data was filled the right, and to and make sure that it's past the required form. And after that, if everything is okay, you can proceed, and the payment is going through backend. So the API call is invoked if the forum is connected, right? Yeah, and basically I was just getting the UI from the backend. And if the items were available, I was just showing them on the screen. And if it's not available, I just I just show them that they are out of stock, right?
So right now you were trying to make up a story, right? So right now, like in your head, you kind of have a story, like some of the words, they were just, picked it wrongly, or like you wanted to use something else, but you were not able to. So at this time, what if we try it again? Because you already have some narrative in your head. You already know what to mention. And if you try it again, like I'm gonna ask you a question, okay? Hi, Amir. This call is about your background, and once you tell me about your background, I'll go to the job description. So can you tell me about JavaScript experience, what kind of libraries you used, and any challenges you faced?
So basically, I'm a front-end developer. My main programming languages are JavaScript and TypeScript.
Okay.
I know React is my main framework, and for the past 2 years, I am working in Walmart.
Okay.
And my job is doing all the related user interface stuff. And so basically, I just So recently we are implementing our e-commerce website, and our goal was to make the Walmart pretty much, let's say, like the same as Amazon. Yeah, and so I was just working on the payment system, and where the customer can order stuff online. So I make sure that everything is working fine and the API call is invoked when he can put all the data and just get any item from the available list.
Okay. Do you think first one was better or the second one?
Yeah, I think second is better a little
Yeah,
bit.
it is better. It could be improved, and I'm just saying it because we can improve it in like, several times. So I posted challenging problem because you weren't answering this question for me. So the
Yeah.
question, if you have JavaScript experience, any library, and then challenging project. So again, I will repeat, okay? Recruiters usually have like 15-20 minutes for one person. And they will remember you if you really impress them. Okay. So let's say you are the recruiter and you ask me the same question. So what I say is, yes, I'm a front-end developer. I primarily focus on React with JavaScript. So I'm saying there is one programming language, there is one library, which is really famous, right? Really popular. So I'm already giving the recruiter some check marks. Okay, I mentioned JavaScript, I mentioned React. So they have 2 check marks now. And I say, additional libraries, I used Material UI, marking another library, and challenging project. Recently, I worked on e-commerce application. You don't have to mention which part or which company because recruiters are here to get your skills, okay? If it matches the job description or requirements. So I'm saying React, JavaScript, Material UI, and next thing I can focus on challenging part because I already mentioned really popular libraries and languages, so which fulfills their requirement. And now I can talk about challenging part. Challenging part was recently I integrated one of the APIs in the payment system. And at the beginning, it was easy, but later on when we like fetched more data with millions of different users, it started giving us some issues. So I can talk about hooks, anything. So challenging part was for me to work with hooks because I didn't know how to use them. In the previous application or in the previous project I worked, we didn't really use hooks because we were using GraphQL and the data would just come from one request. But here we had to divide it, display the data in the separate sections in the payment system, and plus we were integrating like payment third-party libraries like for PayPal and Stripe. And that part, I never worked with it. But since this task was requiring me to know and implement it, I had to learn like in 2 days. So how I solved it, I just went through some articles, I read about it, and then I implemented really small feature to see how it works. And then once I saw it, I started implementing the real feature. So that was one of the recent challenging projects that I worked on. That's it. So I described a little bit of the problem and how I solved it, and that's it. Remember, recruiters are here just to know if you have or you don't have. So you can say really good things about your experience. So screening is just to pass to the next round. So if you impress the recruiter, they will take these notes and then they will just pass this data to the hiring manager. If the recruiter does a good job, the hiring manager will also impressed, right? And then they will invite you to the interview. So next, let's focus on the other questions. Any other questions here? I think it's clear, right? So I can stress, more and more about it, but even the simple questions needs to be prepared and practice it like, several times.
I have, she was asking, like, why do you want to leave the current company?
It's also a common question. Who wants to answer? Let's hear your answer, and then
Emre is gonna answer.
Okay, Emre, you had this question. How did you answer?
What I said was, like I'm working remotely, and then I'm in Arkansas. Like they are in Arkansas. I said if I go to the office in person, I have so many people over there, and I can get some help from them. Then I can learn better. That's why.
So you said you want to go to the office. You want to work from office.
Like, yes, basically. Then she said that you don't want to work remotely.
Mm.
I
What-
I can try to answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking for new opportunities right now because currently I'm working for example, for my company as a contractor through the vendor, but I'm looking for so my contract is ending soon in 2 months. Now I started looking around and looking for the new opportunities.
But do we need to put full-time employee over there, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Thank you, sir.
So typical answer is my contract is ending, or I've been here for a long time and I have to switch, or I want to learn something new. In other cases, you can say, I want to challenge myself and step out of my comfort zone. So this is a good answer.
What was the second one?
My contract is ending. Second one is I've been here for too long, and too long it can be considered like 3 years or 4 years. And you don't have to like necessarily say 3 years or 4 years or a long time. You just can say, I've been here for a while now, and I want to just, explore different opportunities, different areas. Basically, you are seeking for the new opportunities. But again, you cannot just say my contract is ending and wait for them to get like a good answer, right? So you have to explain, you have to give some context. You can say, my contract is ending. Right now, I can stay here or I can move on to another company. So while I'm waiting for the new project in my current company, I'm just going through some interviews and I'm applying to jobs that's available. So if I get anything better than my current salary and if the job requirements are the same, I don't mind switching to another company because I want to learn, I want to grow, and I have to just, go and get new job. Okay?
My answer was a little bit bad then. I said that no, I'm looking for a remote job, but if it's in Arkansas, later on I said if it's in Arkansas, I have some of my friends right now they're working uh like from remotely, and the company is in California, and then they are calling to the California. That's why in the future I don't want to face this challenge. And if you're calling me in Arkansas, then I can basically just come. There's no problem.
So, better way, right? So instead of saying that I'm looking for like an office job, we can say differently, right? So again, and again, it comes with the experience. Like first time you fail with this answer, second time you want to mention something else, but you still like, at the moment you don't remember how to say or what to say. And if you practice it 3, 4 times, and especially if you prepare, you look up some of the like videos, and you will know. So in your situation, I would say this: I'm looking for a remote and hybrid positions. It means that I am not ready to go like 5 days a week, but I can work remotely. And as a proof, you can say, I've been working remotely already, and now I'm ready to go at least 3 days a week. That's all I can do. But I have kids, I have some house chores or whatever. And then I cannot go 5 days, but I'm open to hybrid roles. first you mentioned that you are open for new opportunities, different setups, and then you say, if they say, can you come to the office? You say yes. But you don't say, I'm also looking for remote, but I'm okay open to like office jobs, right? So you just say, I'm looking for hybrid and then remote jobs. My preference is within the city, but if it's far, I prefer remote jobs.
Yeah, that was the first time I talked to someone.
I know, like anyway, like first time you answering the questions, that's why we are preparing here.
It was very challenging for me.
Mhm. Okay, let's focus on the second question here. Can you tell me time you effectively collaborated with PM or QA team so you delivered a high quality product? So with these questions, they want to know your communication skills and your collaboration skills, if you can work with others or not. Okay, so those who were being quiet today, let's give your answers. Who wants to try it? Okay, I'm gonna pick 10. Victor,
I don't know, Kushtar. I have no idea.
how are you? First of all, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to you all the time, but for
Mm.
this question, I'm really not ready because I can answer some technical questions, but from some experience and collaboration with the team, I don't know really.
Okay, let's say
I don't know what do they like use for communicating, like the rules, the really.
so it's not like, you know, super difficult question or like you have to have experience to know this. Basically here, time you effectively collaborated with PM and QA.
PM.
So in any capacity, you will try to deliver high quality product. So there is like, regardless of situation, even you collaborated or not, you have to try to deliver high quality product, okay? PM and QA. So I don't know if I mentioned, but not. So basically, I was saying that I got some feedbacks and I delivered the job. So I reach out to other team members. So instead of saying team members, I can say PM because this is a product manager. It means, I'm gonna give you an example. So let's say we all work at Microsoft and we are working on this Google Docs, right? So we are developing the software part of it. Whatever the UI is different. So let's say the project started like 3 months ago, and I don't know, Kai joined like 2 weeks ago or also like 1 month ago, and we are working. And suddenly we say, hey Kai, can you take this task and work on the like share button? So this is a small task. You should be able to finish it in 3 days before the end of this week. And then Kai gonna say, yes, I can work on that task, and he takes. But let's say we already know what kind of features or what kind of functionalities we have. And then during the meeting, we can say, yes, I can work on it. And you take this task, assign it to you. And while you're looking at the ticket, you know what's tickets, right? So you've seen in the internship project. So you read the description, like requirements, and then, okay, work on the share button and what's there, copy link. And then if you click on it, it will open like share with others. You can type people's name, group names, or calendar events, and then you can click copy link and done. So let's say Kai don't know how to add people and what are the categories you can add. So he will reach out to me. Let's say I'm a PM, right? Product manager. Product manager is someone who knows everything about the project, how it should be implemented. And they are your best friend. They will advocate for you. They will prove something and they will have all the necessary documentation. Basically, they know why we are building it. Okay, they understand every small detail. And then I ask, or Kai comes to me and asks, hey, Kushtar, I am working on the share button in the Google Docs. but I don't know what kind of peoples we can add. Can it be random people? Can you just type the name, or you should know these people? Okay, I'm gonna say, great answer, great question. So when you say, when you start typing in the add people, by the way, let me just share it and we can just, okay, can you get my screen?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about this part, right? So description, the ticket description could be this, like implement share button, and user should be able to add people and share the link. That's it. There is no other description. So this part, it's clear. You create a button, you create a drop down, and there is one or two options. But here, this part is more complicated. What kind of people, what kind of groups you can add. So Kai asks me, how do I know which people I can add? And I say, okay, this part is coming from different tasks. Let me check. I go through some documentation and say, okay, this part is implemented already by somebody else, or here's another ticket related to this task. So in that task, it's about for the backend developers, okay, sharing document should be available for people that you have in your emails, for the people you have connected already, right? So if I say Emre here, I will have different answers, okay? Different people. If I say A, I have different people. So this is how you know, and PM can answer any of your questions. So for the question with React.js, for example, Kai implemented TypeScript and he didn't know how to work, or he has some questions. So he can say, I didn't know how to work. I reach out to PM, ask questions, and you should do it like constantly every day. Whenever you have questions, you have to ping your PM, like ask questions, like bunch of questions. QA, you can reach out to QA when you are not sure something is working or not. Let's say I implemented this button and it kind of looks good for me, right? And I think it works great. I like it. But I don't know if I'm really calling the real people from my network here. When I say Emre or Emir, I don't know, right? So I don't know if it's within my network or not. So if I want to test it, I tell the QA, hey, can you test it for me? Then, or I just assign this ticket to the QA person and they will take it from there. They will test against the acceptance criteria or the requirements of the ticket. And when I'm doing this, let's say when I'm shading, okay, let's say I'm looking for Biden, right? It doesn't show, but let's say it shows me like Joe Biden's email. And QA can say, you shouldn't be able to, add any random people. But when I did Joe Biden, it shows me. So it's a bug, it's a problem. So it shouldn't be there. It's against the requirements. And then I just create a ticket and then I just assign to developer back and then they have to work again. So in both cases, anyway, you should work with these people regularly. And that way you will be more efficient, you will be more productive. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions? Let's talk about what is not clear, what you guys didn't understand.
So we just give a description that the ticket was not clear and we asked about the details from the project manager.
It's just an example. Let's say we had the same ticket. It was clear. It was everything is needed is there.
Yeah.
But sometimes you kind of like, okay, I want to make it blue color, but can I make it like gray color? And if it's okay, you just reach out to PM and ask, hey, is this necessarily should be gray or blue? And they say it can be any color. So when you have small questions, when you have really difficult questions, you can reach out to PM. It's not only about the description. So as I said, PM is the product manager. They know everything about the product. For example, in the morning when you do stand-up meetings, PM is there. They will help you or answer any questions. And then they are really busy people, so they attend the meetings with the designers, with the architects of the project, with stakeholders or the CEO, anyone, and they get all the details. So the button I showed, the share button, it could change tomorrow because something was wrong or something we didn't consider, but the engineering team doesn't know it right away, but PM already knows. Okay, next week we will have a ticket and we will get rid of this share button actually. We just figured out that share button is not necessary for us for the next 2 months. So we just have to remove it. So PM knows everything about the project. They know all the tasks and all the details. If they don't know, it means they will just reach out to somebody else. QA team knows how to test it. They work closely with PM.
So what kind of typical examples we can provide? Like,
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I can share how I answered for this question.
yeah, let's
okay.
try it.
Yep. So yeah, as a developer, I work so closely with product managers and QA every day. So for every ticket in the beginning of sprint, we have grooming sessions where everybody in the team comes together, read the ticket, and understand the requirements, and we can have a chance clarify all the tickets, requirements, acceptance criteria. And then if I started working and if I still have any unclear requirements, I just reach out the PM during the stand-ups meeting or via Slack. And yeah, that's it. It's just the everyday collaboration on stand-ups and other meetings and on Slack.
Yeah. Kai, I want to ask you, since you have some background, do you have any like screenshots or any of your tickets?
No, I don't have from previous.
Okay. Let me try to find one.
Yeah, we only have this from this internship, but not from the.
So I just want to show you one example of the ticket. So this is actually in GitHub, but you kind of can see. So I was working on this project, right? And then the project name is I don't know the S part, but it's MA. It's for my account. Okay. So every project will have this this kind of the words and then the numbers. And this is just for the internally. So I have a ticket and ticket's number is 1153. And this is the project's name. Everyone follows this project. Okay. And then this is just for the description of the ticket, house landing page. And then here, describe your changes. So in the ticket, it says update house landing page with, I don't know, appropriate color or something. And then I create this branch, and then I push it to this branch. Okay, this is my local, this is the develop branch. Okay, and then as a ticket, I describe what I did, styling updates, the house history landing page, and I put Jira ticket. Again, this should match, otherwise it will be confusing for me, for PM and other people. And here I just do one check, bug fix or feature enhancement or something else. And then I have to go through this check marks. So any example could be a good example. Basically, you have to describe the situation and that's it. So these people are reviewers. Yeah. Does it answer your question, Nursultan?
Yeah, pretty much it. So just the general stuff.
So examples could be anything actually. Sometimes you are working and in the ticket it could say refer to this ticket, like it could just refer you to different ticket, and you are opening that ticket, but this ticket is already deleted, it doesn't exist anymore, and you reach out to PM and ask for details. Hey, my ticket has a reference to another ticket, but that ticket is not available or it's blocked for me. And you ask, and they will give you more information. Another situation is your ticket is a bug fix, and bug was reported by a QA person, and you just reach out to PM if you don't know what's this bug about, or you can reach out to QA person. Hey, do you mind showing in the video call how did you figure it out this bug? And they will show you. When I'm clicking this button, it doesn't change anything. So button is not working. So you have to fix it. And then you go to React code, and then there your event handler is not working. You just fix it, you update it, you put it into the state and test it. It works, and then you just assign this ticket. Before assigning, you have to push the code. You have to push the changes. You have to commit your changes. Once it's merged or it's gets approved, then you can assign it to the QA person. Okay. So we went to in the wrong direction here. We moved to the technical part. So effectively collaborate. Let's put it. Can someone or I can do it. ChatGPT, and let me ask this. So again, I'm gonna share my screen and I'll show you some tricks, okay? So here I'm using Perplexity, and I don't just put question and ask, okay? I say, instead of can you don't have to say that part. Can I just remove it? No. So tell me a time as a front-end developer, okay? So let's see it. So launching a new feature again, because this can be any new feature. So hypothetical scenario, okay? Front-end developer might effectively collaborate with PM and QA. Okay, the project involves launching new user dashboard featuring for a web application. So collaboration with PM. Front-end attends initial planning meeting with the PM to understand the feature requirement and user stories. So it's again the grooming or the planning meetings at the beginning of the week. They work together to break down the feature into manageable tasks. So I could say just work on the share button, but I don't know the details, right? So should I deliver everything in one task, or I have to first work on this copy link and then this editor button, or I have to do everything in once? So in that scenario, if I didn't have a chance to talk with the PM during the planning meeting, then I can talk to him like anytime when he's available. And it's not like you ping them, they answer right away. Sometimes they are busy, and you schedule a meeting for 2 p.m. and you join, the PM joins, and you ask, hey, this share button is not clear for me. Can we break it down to smaller tasks? Because it seems too big for me. They will be more than happy to help you. Developer provides technical insights, help PM. Sometimes PMs reach out to you because they don't know how long it's gonna take to develop one small button. And you ask, okay, this button does anything? Should it change something? Does it like involve different actions? And they say, no, it's just a button to submit a form or just to go to the next page, like next button. And you say, how long it's gonna take for you to develop it? And you say like 1 hour, 2 hour. And they will, okay, great, I'm gonna create a ticket and give the points like 1 point or 2 point. And then they will just assign it to you. So sometimes they need your help, sometimes you need their help. And regular check-ins are scheduled to discuss progress and address any challenges. So sometimes they reach out to you just to see your progress, whether you are making a progress or you get stuck or you don't have anything, like something that you need, if there is any challenges. So they will just check in with you and ask, hey, share button or this logo here, is it working for you? Fine. If you have any problems, if you don't know where to get this logo images, or if you have a newer version, you can just talk to them and they will provide you. Okay, same thing with the QA. Discuss testing strategies, test units, unit test, acceptance test, and as features are completed, the developer performs initial testing before handing them off to the QA. So as I said, so these are the examples. Okay, so try to use Perplexity if you want. Same thing works with ChatGPT. So the more you know, the better. What was the other question? Let's go to the question. Any questions before we move on? Let's take a break, actually, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's come back at 6:10. Okay, 7 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Can you guys thumbs up if you are here?
What to do, Kushtar? I didn't understand you. Oh,
Any reaction? All right. So screening is it's endless topic. We can talk about it many times, but one thing we have to do is practice it. So let me ask this question: how did you collaborate it with PM or QA? And I need some volunteers to practice it. Anyone?
just to repeat what you said previously.
No, like come up with your answer.
All right.
So in your situation, PM could be your instructors. You ask, right? You don't know. Said, for example, for the internship, hey Said, I don't know how we should implement this. You reach out to him and they will explain it to you, and you have an answer. So let's say he's your PM. When it comes to testing, let's say Mario, right? So you implemented or you solve some JavaScript problems, and then you ask him to test it, or not test, but to see if it's correct, if it's working correctly. And he checks it. He says, okay, this function doesn't work. You can use something else. You can use let var, I don't know. And then they will give you some feedback. So this could be your QA person. So you talk to them, you ask for feedback, they will provide it to you. Okay?
Kushtar,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll need the QA's help. So do I need to send him my code, or I need to send to GitHub and he will take it from there, or how?
So you are working in the development branch. So it means you have something like a local host, right? So local host is within your machine. But when you're working as a team, there will be an environment. It means just separate website, like a URL. So your local host says like localhost 3000 and then homepage and then about page, right? So when you are working on the development environment, it will say develop in your, I don't know, ecommerce.com and page about. So this is just in front of the URL, there will be develop or dev environment. So it's just another website. It just mimics your production code in the different environment. So when you finished your work, you push it, and then it will be first available in the development branch or in the dev environment. There you test it. It looks good. You tell the QA to test it there. So that's the testing environment. Sometimes there is another like a QA environment. So first you develop everything, whatever you have, it will be your dev environment. And once you push it, it will be in the QA environment. And there, testers will test it and they will create some automation scripts, and then it will be there forever. So
Okay.
it's different environment. Sometimes you don't have QA environment. If it's like early stages of the project, they will be just one environment. And then you just push your code, you will see the changes are coming to your environment. And from there, you can let the QA know and they will come and test it. Okay.
Thank you for the answer.
Mm. Where Emir, did you have any other questions like screening questions? Have you ever get?
Yeah, I'm still getting calls from recruiters.
Mhm.
So firstly, I felt very shy, but then I realized they are just Indian recruiters calling all the time.
Mhm.
So basically, they just ask for the previous job experience, your
Mhm.
stack technology that you are using,
Mhm.
and your preferable your desired hour pay rate.
Mhm.
Let
me put it
and,
down. So
yeah,
yeah.
And I just, when they ask like the specific question, what's your pay rate, what your desired pay rate, I usually tell them I don't care about money that much. I just want to have interest in project as long as it meets the average salary or something. That's my answer. And the main question is just a previous job experience and the last project that you're working on. Yeah. So I'm talking about. I realized the the cargo fleet application. I'm not good at telling. I'm better. I use e-commerce. It's story. So I just talk about e-commerce that I was implementing e-commerce stories for selling educational books from the for starting from the elementary school, from middle school all the way to the high school and college prep. So basically, yeah, if students want to get some more if they want to get some more education, like extra education or extra materials, so that we create our own application. So it's easy to just to get and order any books from there. This is what I'm talking about. But I realized I never had any technical interview, but I had a lot of calls from recruiters. So I think maybe something wrong with my answer. And they also ask about job experience. Yeah, I tell them like I have 3 years of experience, so it doesn't work out, to be honest.
Okay. Let's try to answer these questions. It's a good point, by the way. So for everyone, even for this current cohort, right? Cargo fleet, you should explain it as one of your projects. It's not like, final or the best one. So if you have difficulties explaining it, you have to switch to something else. Maybe, I don't know, what else is there? Like e-commerce could be an interesting project. Maybe, let's say there is an insurance, or any like, maybe it's another like a management system, or I don't know. So whatever project you like, you can thoroughly research about it, how to tell what kind of features and how it gets developed. And for your reference, you can build small application like in that field. Say, maybe we're talking about car dealership, right? You can build some application, really simple homepage with different tabs, different pages, and then you just call it, it's a sales or dealership website, right? It could be small business or it could be like a official dealership of the big brands. So when you are building it, you will see different scenarios, different situations, and then you can just use it in your resume. Of course, it needs some refinement. You have to first prepare your answers and see if you can answer these questions, whatever we see in the document. So, and the best way would be just putting down your answers and seeing, or you can send it to me and say, hey, how can I improve? Another thing, your best friend would be ChatGPT. How can I improve my answers for this question? And uh, and I'm gonna just do it right now instead of just talking here. So this is share. So here, I'm gonna copy this question, okay? So, and again, I'm coming back here and I wanna ask follow-up. Like, can you talk about like how to answer as a front-end developer? So you are giving some context to the generative AI, right? How to answer as a front-end developer who worked on e-commerce application or project, okay? So I'm giving some context to it so it can generate some answers. E-commerce website redesign. So here's an idea for you. So you say, why did you join this project, or how did you end up in this project? You say, I was working in this company, and one of the projects or one of the websites, it's needed a redesign. So basically, let's say it was like dark or blue, the icons, all the lines, and that font was different. And after a rebranding, we decided to do the redesign of the website. So objective is to redesign and enhance the UI of an existing e-commerce platform, making it more user-friendly, responsive, visually appealing. So basically redesigning the whole application. See, so this could be your project right now. What is your role, right? So this question is asking, talk about project that you're working on. What's your role? So responsibilities, instead of saying my role is this, my role is that, you can say my responsibilities or implementing the UI, utilizing or working on React, Redux, and Tailwind CSS. It required me to do some performance optimization, implementing lazy loading, code splitting, and applying best practices, and making sure that it's available cross-functionally for different teams. For example, what it means, working with backend developers, QA, project managers to ensure seamless integration. So basically it means you are acting as a team member, not on your own. Like you develop everything and you just leave. Nobody knows what you've done. But when you're working in a team, you have to constantly let them know what you're working on, what's the progress. So project manager is the main person. So let's say I am the front-end developer, I'm building this page, but QA or backend developers, they don't know what's the status of my progress. So instead of going and telling them one by one, I can just let the project manager know that, hey, this page will be done tomorrow, but give me some time today, I will finish it, and tomorrow it will be ready. So instead of backend developers QA waiting for me, so they can reach out to project manager and ask for different tasks. And project manager will explain, hey, the homepage is working fine, it's getting ready, but for now, let's focus on something else. So it doesn't create any like miscommunication or misunderstanding with your teammates when you let them know. You basically give updates every time, like every day, so they know it. Okay. So cross-functional collaboration means a lot of things. So it's like working together and like being accountable with others, user testing. Okay. I think it's clear. Can you talk about project that you're working on? So you can say implementing UI, optimizing the performance, working or collaborating with others, and creating test cases. I used React, Tailwind, Webpack, just an enzyme. So this is good for recruiter, but for the developer or like hiring manager, you have to explain. I worked with React for building reusable UI components and managing the state. CSS for styling, Webpack for bundling and optimizing the front-end assets. So you have to give some more details to developers, but the recruiter, you just have to mention React. If they ask how, or they ask what kind of challenges you faced, you can start with this. Okay, I was integrating backend. It was a bit challenging because API didn't work as I expected because I was missing some of the API keys. Okay, and outcomes. So now, if you use Perplexity, for example, this could be your resume bullet point. Okay, so you don't just copy paste, but you can use it. So here you can say utilize modern front-end technologies. You don't have to say such as React because you're already using React, Redux to redesign or to let redesign that led to 25% increase in user engagement. Okay, this is how you can just see one question like from different perspective. And at the end, it says conclusion, which I also like it. Working on this e-commerce project was a rewarding experience to apply my front-end development skills. This structured approach ensures you cover all essential aspects. So it's just giving you how to answer and why it's a good answer. Okay. So any question you can just copy paste here, and don't forget to ask the good answer, like as a front-end developer, as I did here. Because if you just ask this question, I'm sure it will give you some random answers. I don't know if you'll just follow up or not. Let's see. Okay, it's the same thing. It says like senior front-end developer. So now it thinks that we were not satisfied with the first answer, and it gives us more interesting or more difficult answers. See, it says architecture planning. As you can see, it's for seniors. Performance again, accessibility, mentoring. I am guiding junior developers. So it's basically it switched just a front-end developer here to senior. So you can see the difference. Okay, senior person needs to know about the system design, a little bit of accessibility, like best practices and mentoring, and technologies we are using. So we are leveraging React for our component library, Next.js, TypeScript. Okay. So, and this current challenges, tackling optimizing product listing and search functionality. These are really good answers, guys. I would really use them in every situation. And the project status, recruiters might ask, what's your current status in the job market? Are you looking for a job, or when you're trying to leave your current company? You can say we are about halfway through the project timeline. We have completed the core architecture and now focusing on building out key features. So like shopping cart, checkout process, and user accounts. These are like great examples. I cannot, stress it enough. So you have to also be excited as well. Like this project is exciting because it allows me to apply my front-end skills, learn about performance and impacts company's bottom line. Okay. This was talk about, yeah. I don't know if I can copy paste this answer. I think I can. Yeah. Copy. And should I put underneath or just next to it?
I think underneath will be great.
Okay. So I'm gonna put it here. Okay. This is a senior, and I can copy paste the first one, the regular developer. I mean, let's say mid-level. Answer for mid-level developers. Okay. It's a bit redundant, but you can read it and understand it. Okay, next question is, I think this one is clear, right? You can answer yourself. Your tech stack. So I'm gonna ask again, so you guys can, what is the tech stack? Is it tech stack? Tech this way, right? Tech stack. Like you use at work. Tech stack you are most efficient with. So I'm asking just because in the context, it already knows that I'm asking questions as a front-end developer. And here is the answer. JavaScript, React, Redux, TypeScript, Next.js, Tailwind, Webpack. If you don't know what is Webpack, here's the description. Module bundler for JavaScript applications. If you don't know what is Webpack, you can further try to see what is this. So when you are developing, when you are working in the big projects, you have to minimize the size of your code. You cannot really have really heavy code. And in that case, you use module bundlers. So it will basically convert your CSS, your JavaScript, your HTML files into more light files. And then it will just create just one file as a whole project, and it will ship it. And other developers who are like located in, I don't know, in Europe and different locations, your teammates, they can download it easily without any problem. Okay, this is necessary for the best practices. I hope that makes sense. So we were here, Webpack. So someone can ask, do you know some of the module bundles, or what is there? I don't know what the other answers could be. So basically they can ask, do you know what's Webpack, or have you ever used Webpack? And you can say, yes, I experienced in configuring Webpack for code splitting, asset management, and optimizing build performance. As you can see, just from reading it, you can understand that, okay, if we have too many code, or we have too many assets like images, videos, audio, I don't know, like some CSS files, icons for our website, then we can use Webpack. So it will make our code more lightweight. Just React library, testing library, GitHub, API, Ajax, CI/CD. So you can explore endlessly. Okay, you can ask every question. Okay, if let's say you don't know what is, which one you guys don't know?
CI, CD.
CI/CD. Okay, great. Yeah, actually, I didn't really consider that. I thought you guys know. So you don't know what CI/CD tools, and then I'll just copy, or I can say, can you explain, yeah, what is CI/CD tools and how it's related to the front-end developers? So what is CI/CD? These are the official resources, but here it's giving us a direct answer. Essential for front-end developers as they help automate and streamline the process of building, testing, and deploying. So usually sometimes it's used as CI or sometimes CI/CD. Key features of CI/CD, it's automated builds, testing, and automation deployment. So basically, as a developer, you have to, submit your code more frequently, like almost every day. Whatever changes you make, you have to just push them so others can also use your changes. They can see your changes. That's why you have to automate this process. Otherwise, say how many? We have 9 people in this call. 9 of us, one team. And imagine everyone is working on their own changes, and like we cannot see each other's changes, right? So let's say I started my changes and I'm trying to figure out how to deploy my code. And Kai started his own deployment. Emir starts his own, and everyone is trying to deliver the code, like push to the GitHub, but everyone is facing different issues. So it turns out that everyone have this need of pushing the code, but it's not automated. So it's taking our time. So CI/CD is the solution. We can automate this process. So we just push. The rest will be handled by Jenkins or other tools. So it will run the small checks, like if the code formatting is done or not, if there is testing is included or not, and if there is any typo, right? Usually we can see typo or some problem in the VS Code, in the code editor, but sometimes we still miss them. We still push the typo or some what is it? Syntactical issues, and then during the CI/CD, it will detect, it will check, if it's correct or not. Okay, so as you can see here, it says compile and package the code when changes are pushed to the repository. It will run unit test, integration test. So QA people usually build it. You don't have to worry about it. Sometimes you do, but it's okay if you don't know. And then once it's done, this part, it will automatically deploy code to staging or production environments. So before I said dev environment, it could be staging environment or dev environment. They are the same. And then version control integrates with Git, and once it's deployed to Git tool called Docker, it will containerize it. So it will create really light version of your application, and then it will save the image of the current state. So later on, when someone uses your application or someone runs your code, it will be ready for them to use it. Okay. Or you can read more. As you can see, there are more widely used CI/CD tools. So Jenkins is the most popular, and then there is a GitLab, Circle CI, and GitHub Actions. Do you guys like it?
Yes. What's the difference between the Perplexity and then ChatGPT?
Perplexity is more
Job, how do you say that? Job, more
some
for a
different.
job. Yeah.
No, I mean it's not for job only. You can
Oh,
learn any topic. It's
just
it
more
can,
flexible, you mean?
yeah. I just like it because I started using recently, and it's like I don't know, maybe ChatGPT can catch up later, but this looks better for me. Basically, Perplexity has more features than the ChatGPT. So tech stack, let me answer this question. You can learn about Burn stack, or you just say JavaScript, TypeScript, React, Node.js. And any database. Or content. MongoDB. But it can be anyone, like any library, I mean any database. I'm kind of tired today, I cannot talk. Pay rate. Pay rate depends on the local market. So recruiters are also tricky people. So they want to know, they want to submit you to really low salary. So if I'm a recruiter, I'm gonna ask, hey, who is there? Like, Amantur, can you, or I'm like, Amantur, hi, we are hiring, we need a front-end developer. And they give you the job description, and you're like, oh, you are excited. And then they say, it's like $40 an hour. Are you okay with it? I see you are excited, and you might say, yes, I'm ready. So they will submit you. And let's say you get this job. It means you will work with $40 an hour for like, you have to work at least 1 or 2 years before you get any promotion. So it means they're making a good commission out of you. But the actual company, they might offer like up to like $60. So here you are losing like $20 from your every paycheck or every hour of your work because you didn't negotiate, you didn't do your research. So instead of saying I'm okay with any salary you give me, you have to ask, what's the pay range? You ask the recruiter. Ask for what kind of company. If it's big, they have enough uh, resources, money. It means many. Ask more. If it's a startup or less than 5 years old company, ask for, or in any scenario, you have to still ask for location and quick calculation, quickly calculate cost of living for that city. Example, is more expensive than Chicago. So let's say it should be like 45 to like 55. Here I would say from 50 to 55 or 60. Okay. Any questions here? Who lives in New York? Who lives in Chicago?
I live in Chicago.
Amantor, where you said you are in Poland, right? Ayan, where are you located?
I'm living in Chicago.
Chicago. Okay, this is your numbers. Okay, you can, of course, you can ask for more. Okay, depends on the company, on role and company. Okay. Previous job experience and last project. So for this part of the question, you can just ask, or you can just go through this answer. Project overview. So my last project was e-commerce application, and I was working on the redesign process. So my responsibilities was working on the UI, enhancing it, updating it, optimizing the performance, and adding new test scenarios. Okay. So next we have to focus on something else. What are the questions, or how would you explain your current company? Let's discuss it. And Emre, if you can do a little bit formatting here, so it could be like really improve your reading if you can. Okay. So otherwise it's just too many bullet points. Okay, we just answered some of the questions, so I'm gonna do something else with the questions. So I'm gonna put questions underlined. Okay, these are the answers. Okay, this question is too general, like what languages do you like the most and why? So you can say I like JavaScript. Also, I am learning Python because I wanna know more than one language. What project that you are working on? Yeah, this one is also a question, so we answered it. What are the other questions? So, Nursultan, can you tell me about your current project? Can you talk about cargo fleet? Asking the first question.
Can you describe the... Oh, what is the question? Main one.
So tell me about your current project or this question.
My current project is about managing the truck drivers and manager. No, I aim to prepare that.
No, you can practice it now, and you will be
Okay.
prepared next time.
We were building the application for managing truck drivers and their um,
Okay, Sultan, right
yeah.
now I'm giving you a template already, right? So I asked the question. The question is clear. Now your cargo fleet, you have to just replace it with this part. So it's e-commerce or cargo fleet, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
This part is the same, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is the same. The business logic is different. How business operates, what kind of features it has, it's different, but implementation, building, optimization, collaboration, it's all the same. Okay, so try to just put it here, and then you don't have to read it for me. I already know it, but I want you to just practice it, saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me, I can, adjust my answers to any project based on this template.
Uh-huh. So I can say my responsibilities was um,
So right now you have to just read this part for me. This is a
UX UI implementation and the front. No, do I need to say front-end development?
just working on the
Performance
Mhm.
optimization and the cross-functional. Oh, no.
Oh, you don't say cross-functional, you just say collaborate with
Yeah.
development and QA.
Okay. Project manager and ensure. I don't know.
Mhm. Okay,
Okay.
who wants to try? Come on, guys, it's really easy. If not now, when you will practice it?
Okay. So I need to say my role and responsibilities in my last project.
So I kind of know that I'm a recruiter. I reach out to
Oh,
you
yeah,
to
yes.
call, right? I know who you are. I just want to know
And
how you're gonna explain your experience. So someone who is not experienced, they say, I work with React, I do front-end development, and I work with JavaScript. Do I want to listen to this person if I'm a recruiter? No. I want really confident person who can talk about UI UX, what they built, how they worked, someone who done some optimization, and who can who can work with any new people. So sometimes you get too attached to your teammates. You feel like they are your friends. But when it comes to changing a job, you are scared. So some people are scared, some of them not. So you have to be able to collaborate with any kind of people. That's why they asking like, how did you collaborate with your QA and PM? If you say, I didn't really work with my PM, he was always busy. My QA person was not so talkative. He always had an understanding. It means, okay, I'm skipping this person.
okay.
So recruiters like, okay, this person is complaining already. Probably they are not a good match for my hiring team, because we need really like, great energy people. Ayan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
So let's say that I am asking this question, okay? It's tech stack. So it means what kind of technologies you are using. So here is a template for you. I just want you to practice saying these four technologies and giving a little bit of a description, a little bit. What's your tech stack?
Mhm. Okay. So main, we use like React library for building visible UR components and managing application state with Redux.
Okay.
Also with for styling using Tailwind CSS for rapid styling and ensuring consistent design system across the application.
Mhm.
Uh,
And
uh,
just an
for writing unit and integration tests
Mhm.
to ensure code quality and reliability, we use Jest or Enzyme.
Perfect. Yeah. So don't just read it like robot, okay? Like UI, UX implementation, collaborate with design team to translate wireframes. So you have to, you know, do some work here on your own. Okay. You did a great job, Ayan. So for unit test and integration test, to ensure the code quality, I use jest and enzyme. That will be the right answer, perfect answer. So if you say just an enzyme and that's it, the rest you have to figure out yourself, that's not a good answer. Okay?
Yeah.
So earlier I was asking for the challenging parts from Emir, right? And he was trying to come up with the answer as we go, like in the moment. But now you have this kind of examples. So the same question I want to ask from Lavinia, for example. What kind of challenges you faced in your recent project? Lavinia, are you here?
Hi, hello. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, if you can just, not just read it, but try to change a little bit, but give me this idea, this like 3 ideas for the challenging project.
Okay. So I would say that in software engineer there are many challenges, especially working on a team.
Yeah.
And recently, well, I can say something that I heard from someone else's experience. Recently, a huge challenge that we faced, it was just a typo in the code, literally a comma written in the wrong space, and that took 3 days of focus from the whole entire team to figure out what is the issue, because the code looked absolutely perfect and we didn't know where we mistook. But working as a team, finally, like, we were able to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now you are, what is it? I'm looking for a word. Basically, you are experimenting, right? You are trying different answers. You see, so as a recruiter, I want to hear responsive design or performance issues or integration with backend. So you don't have to say integration with backend was the problem. You just say, I was working with team members, and we had an issue with integrating API. So it was an integration with backend was a challenging problem. For another case, I say website was fully responsive, but it was giving some issues in the different devices. So responsive design was a problem. So now you practice it, and next time when the recruiter calls you, you can give this answer to every recruiter. It's gonna work. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So great. Like we just have to practice it again and again and again. I know you guys are busy, you wanna take a rest sometimes, you wanna just chill, relax, but this is the first thing we have to prepare. And after we like make sure we know how to answer recruiters' questions, we will pass to the technical interview. Technical part is different. We will prepare for that too. Okay. Just try to prepare as we go. Like last week, I asked you to prepare for HTML and CSS, but there was only a couple of people who were really ready for these questions. So this time, if I didn't ask questions, it doesn't mean like you have to forget about those questions, okay? So for the next week, what do you guys want to do? Prepare for HTML, CSS questions, but not all the questions, like all the details. But I can ask any random question and you have to know the answer. Okay? So next time we will practice a little bit of a technical screening. Sometimes recruiter can ask, can you tell me your experience with HTML? Okay? They can ask, how did you use this or that? Sometimes some of the recruiters are really technical because they have a lot of experience, or they are hiring for their own team, so they know what kind of questions to ask. or they are like they have the questions from the hiring manager and they will just ask and write down your answers. So expect similar questions. How did you use? What did you use? What was the outcome, for example? But a little bit technical part. For example, if I say, can you describe challenging problem you faced? You can say, yes, the recent problem I faced, it was responsive design. To ensure a fully responsive website across the range of devices, I used Tailwind CSS. So how did you use it? What kind of issues you have? Then when you read it, when you try to experiment, implement something, you will see it. So when you are preparing an answer, see some simple answers. Google it and see. So for the responsive design, I'm gonna just take this again. So what kind of challenging problems could be faced with responsive design, and how to solve it.
I think flip fonts is gonna be a problem. No?
Flip font?
Flip fonts like Galaxy Fold or something like that.
I don't know. So here's the answer, right? So I asked, what kind of challenging problems could be faced with responsive design and how to solve it? So we are really lucky. This one still remembers. Does it remember or not? Yeah, it gives some general answers for the UI. Okay, so what kind of problems? Navigation issues. Navigation menu that work well on desktop can become cumbersome or confusing on some smaller screens. So here, I have like empty space, right? I have empty space because these big companies, they focus on different devices. So they make sure that these answers are really like in the center. This part is empty because they know people can log in from small laptops. People can log in from tablets, from phone. So in the phone, it will be also in this format. It will be in the center. The sides will be your phone's edges. But in the computer, it's okay if you leave this part empty because they are building from the mobile first perspective. Okay. So this is an example and solution right away. Simplify navigation. Use mobile first approach, as I said. That scales well. Implement hamburger menus like this part, right? So this is good because it helps us with the navigation and the responsiveness. So if my screen is small, I can always close this part or I can open it. Drop-down menus. Why drop-down menu is good? Because I don't know, like I cannot put 3 buttons here, but I can put this, right? Or I can do this, editing, suggesting. So I don't have to every time see these 3 different options, but I want to save some space. So drop-down is the great solution. Here, I want to have all the fonts, but do I have to show them all the time? No. Maybe it's needed once in 3 hours, right? So files, this option is also like a drop-down. It just shows up when you do hover over, right? So these are the answers. Responsiveness testing, rendering on different devices. Again, this is the same problem. Scalable images losing details. Yes, missed the scale down for smaller screens can lose detail and appear blurry. Yeah, sometimes you focus on the mobile applications and then you upload like a really small picture that can be seen in the mobile phone in a good size. But for computer, it will be really blurry, right? It's like you cannot really read it. It just loses the quality. So in that case, use the src set attribute in the image tag to provide the different image resolutions. So as you can see, what kind of problems you faced. You can say, recently I was working on a e-commerce application, and I was displaying the images for each inventory in every item. So we were following mobile first approach, and we were displaying small images. But when I tested it on web application from my computer's browser, I figured out that image pixels were not correct. So my images were really blurry. It was ugly. So the solution was I used src set in the image tag, so it worked. And then also I used SVGs for icons, and it helped me with scaling without losing quality. Also, since we have different users, I implemented lazy loading. So people who have bad internet connection, they can see the text itself, but the images will be loaded later on when they need it. So I am answering one question, like challenging project and how I solved it. Okay, cross-browser compatibility, same thing. Page load time, debugging. So responsiveness layout. So we are all talking about the responsiveness here, as you remember. Page load time. Who wants to read it? Like, who wants to give me, like, out of this number 5? Give me one answer. Emre, maybe you? Who is here?
I'm here, but
But
you
what?
hear me?
Yeah, you were
What?
on the side, like your computer is on the side.
Mhm.
No?
Probably. It's not
Okay.
in design. What type of answer
So I'm
you
asking, like,
wanting?
what's the challenging project you worked recently? I'm a recruiter.
Mhm.
And here's the answer for you, but you have
Oh,
to give an answer with 2 sentences only.
yes. There are so many things here.
Oh, just this part.
Yeah, I know. Asynchronous loading. Minimize and compress CSS properly.
Kai, what about you?
I can try.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to read like everything, but you
Well,
kind of see and you can talk as you read it.
yeah, recently we faced with a performance. So yeah, related issues for our application. It was loading pages slow, and what we did, we implemented additional hooks,
Mhm.
React hooks, lazy loading, and some use memo hooks uh, to solve this problem. I don't know. It's a
Okay,
technical.
did you read from here solution?
I did read, but
Okay,
I didn't get that. It's a technical stuff,
okay,
how to explain it.
all right. So next time I will just follow up again, okay, guys? I'm gonna ask, okay, maybe not responsive web design, but I will pick another challenging problem. And I'm gonna ask you, okay, how did you solve it? So don't say that I don't have resources. I didn't know how to get an answer. So if you ask in this format, what kind of challenges and problems could be faced with responsiveness or with the performance issues or with React components and how to solve them, you will have at least 5 answers. Okay. So let's take a break. And for the last part, we're gonna review some resumes and LinkedIn because before even talking to the recruiter, you have to have really good resume and the LinkedIn. Okay. Let's take a 12-minute break and at 7:17 we will just continue. Okay, please prepare your resume and the LinkedIn, and we will just share in the screen. I will share it, and then we will just go through and I'll give you some feedbacks. Sounds good?
Yes, it is. Enjoy your break.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go first with the resume?
I can send you first.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Everyone, if it's ready or not ready, still send it to me and we will review it.
Okay, I send you in the Slack.
Okay, sweet. Did you get any feedbacks before, or this is first time?
This is the first. No, I showed it to Mario, but I changed the bullet points and yes.
Okay.
He said that the second one was more trustworthy than the first one.
Second experience.
Yeah. So I changed the bullet points and like what did I do, and that's all.
Mm. Okay, let me start from top, okay?
Okay.
Generally, it applies to everyone, so you can make your name shorter, okay?
Okay,
It's
sure.
kind of okay name, Nursultan, it's kind of okay, but consider different options as well, like maybe Nurs or just Sultan. So
Yeah.
it's for Americans, but still try with Nursultan and it will work. Software engineer, it's a good title, but sometimes you can get invited to the backend roles. If you know, like Java or Python, that's good.
Yeah. I'm good with it.
Okay. Your email, this is okay. If you have other emails, like really
Yeah.
use that one, but this
Okay.
one also works.
Okay.
Try to put some dashes in between, so it's really easier read for others, okay? And right now I
Sure.
see that you have a link to your email. It's applied to the whole line. So even if
Oh.
you click your home address,
Oh.
it shows
I
me your
didn't
email
I
address.
didn't notice really.
I think you like
Yeah,
highlight the whole line and applied the link.
maybe.
So this one is, I don't know, Skokie Boulevard. Is it in Georgia?
Oh,
Is it in
yeah.
Texas?
It should be general.
So
Okay,
you put
got
just
it.
Chicago, Illinois. Okay,
Yes.
that will be enough. So in the resume, you don't say I am. Usually resume is done for it's about the person. It's like a second person. Okay, so you say someone or software developer with 3 years of experience. You don't say I am. You don't use here I did or someone did. You just use as a second person. So this document, the resume, it's
Mm-hmm.
really about somebody else. So I am
Mm-hmm.
reading, and if I'm reading your resume as I am, and it gives you different idea. Am I reading about myself or what is it? I'm reading about you, so it should be about second person, okay?
Like
Not
the
my,
third, from the third.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And 3 years of experience in building high performance scalable web applications. So you are mentioning you have 3 years, so you didn't build only one application. And I believe here you have 2 spaces. So remove one of them.
Yeah.
So
I'll
again,
work on the format. Yeah.
okay, I
General.
specify, right? So here saying my specialty, you can say, or
Mm-hmm.
I am like you don't say I am, you just say proficient in React, Node.js, Spring Boot. Okay. This part is good. You can add or give more context here if you want to.
Okay.
Skills, it's good. GraphQL, yes. So sometimes you can group your skills, so it will have it will be more easier to read. Okay.
Okay.
So your programming languages could be JavaScript, TypeScript. You have 2 times TypeScript, by the way. So JavaScript, TypeScript, Java will be your languages.
Okay.
And as a
Frameworks and then
yeah,
I can
framework
group them
would be
together.
Node.js,
Okay.
Express,
Sure.
and others. And then other developer tools could be Postman. As a database, it will be Postgres, MongoDB. What else is there? Yeah. So next you have ones only, right? Okay, yeah, that's one. So libraries could be like Material UI, SAS, Bootstrap. What else is there? Yeah.
And design and yeah. Okay.
It's up
What
you
about
can
the
make
okay.
one line only front end, one line for back end, and the third line could be like all the rest.
Okay.
What was the question you were
Got
asking?
it. Oh, how about the bullet points here?
Okay, front end developer, Samsara. Try to put months. Okay, it could be like beginning
Okay.
of 2023 or it could be December of 2023. So here you don't have to put 2 times. You can put just comma here and then Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
Designed and implemented features such as, so don't use such as, okay? You are already mentioning them. So you can just remove it and you will have more space here. Features as, okay, as you can leave, as real-time vehicle tracking, maintenance alerts, and driver performance dashboard to enhance fleet operations. So in this sentence, I don't see any technologies you use. So you can say React and JavaScript, and it will make more sense for me.
Okay.
Ensured mobile compatibility and responsiveness across all fleet management applications, allow users to access vital information on the go. So here you can say ensured how. So using, or you can say Postman, for example, you test it in different browsers or like whatever you did, you just test it, right? So what could be used here? Well, responsiveness. Or you
React
can,
Dev Tools maybe.
yeah, you can
No?
just say I used Material UI, so it would be more compatible and responsive. Or just HTML, CSS, right? We are using it everywhere. So
Okay.
verification state is a GraphQL for performance optimizations. Okay, and so another thing you are kind of missing, it's what was the result? Okay, you did design and implement, and what was the outcome? So it's like advanced level, it's the next level. But again, did it help a company? Did it help a team or application to improve? So that's why we need to add some measured outcome. So
Okay.
in this case, I designed and implemented features for the vehicle tracking and maintenance alerts. So our sales increased 10% within 3 months. So definitely you did something and then it helped users or the the clients, I don't know. So it helped team, or at least you can say it was more engaging for the users, and it increased for 10% in the user engagement. So this kind of measurements actually tracked by big companies. For example, Instagram, right? So if Instagram didn't have much buttons and there was not many like reels watching features, then it would be really boring, right? You have to open, click, and search for like reels that you want to see. But otherwise, right now it's available. It's more engaging. You don't have to do anything. You just open your Instagram and you start watching reels. So what was the result? Think about it. So again, I'm gonna help you here. Here. Okay, let's say I want to improve
I was using a ChatGPT tool, like AI tool.
this as measured results. So as you can see right away, design and implement key features for fleet management system resulting in. Now you can choose one of these. It gives you 4 options. This revised
Okay.
version. Okay, this is just explanation, but this part reduction of fuel costs through real-time vehicle tracking and route optimization. Isn't it sounds more like
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for me. I don't have to ask for questions. Decrease in maintenance expenses via proactive maintenance alerts. So maintenance of the car is expensive, right? So if the car is like, let's say every 3 months, your application just gives an alert to check the oil or I don't know, brakes on your vehicle. You created these alerts. So it helps the company to do the proactive maintenance before it gets like broken on the road. So it helped the company to save some money. Improvement in driver safety scores using performance dashboards. Yeah, like you can build just a dashboard, but it will help 20% improvement of the safety, right? And then overall, whatever you do, company doing this development to save or to increase their sales. So at the end, even though you did just change one button, two button, it will result in, I don't know, maybe $10,000 a year. So in 5 years, it will be like 50,000. You can put this kind of numbers. Okay, it applies to everyone. So
Okay.
resume, it's not easy, I know, and don't give up. So do a little bit of work today, this week, and focus on something that's more important and try to come back to the resume, okay? So don't send it yet, don't say it's a final version yet, but keep improving and you will see. So another one was here. This one, we stopped on this one actually, right?
Yeah. So I'm
Let's
just missing the outcomes and the technologies that I used. Yeah.
So here I'm gonna say, how about this bullet point from my resume? Let's see. Again. So now you can say managed application state is Apollo GraphQL for performance optimizations and 30% decrease in bundle size or improvement in application load time. Yeah, I like it. It makes it
Yeah.
a lot easier now. So that was the problem. So all of them delivered features, fixed bugs, and refactored existing code applying principles of dry, solid, keys, and Yagni. Okay, so this one doesn't need any numbers, but wherever is relevant, you can add them. Was it
Mhm.
supposed to be a separate bullet point, or there is a dot, right? Missing.
Oh, twice the memorization. Oh, yes. There
Hmm.
was a dot. Do I
Yeah,
need to add a testing or it's just goes by default?
you can add it,
Okay.
but use different wordings.
Yeah, yes.
Saying that
Okay.
unit test components and decrease number of potential bugs. Yeah, anyway, you are doing it, but there is different ways to list it.
Apply it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So build new features and functions.
So I can say that I used the Cypress to
Just
find the bugs and test
yeah,
it.
library, yeah. And it applies to
Okay.
everyone. Build new
Okay.
features. Yeah, here you say building new features and you have the technologies. Here you
Okay.
didn't
Yeah.
optimize RESTful APIs using Spring Data GPA. With Postman conducted unit integration test. Yeah, here it makes sense. I don't really have to. You're describing it generally, but it makes sense what kind of technologies you used and for what. Try to add 1, 2, or 3 like numbers here with this bullet.
Okay. Sure.
Education part. Is it which one is it? Technical university, right?
Yes.
So if you didn't graduate,
Mm-hmm.
Mm, you can at least put the location like Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, so they know you
Mm-hmm.
have from foreign country, not the US. Otherwise,
Okay.
I can assume, okay, you finish at some American university.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sure.
and here, give some space here between the bullet point and then education section.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Got
it's
it.
good. Yeah, it's almost ready. You just have to put bullet points, work on the skills,
Mm-hmm.
and fix this part. Also, include your
Okay.
LinkedIn.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.
I hope you took notes. So, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't forget something, just let me know. I will, reiterate.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Darina, you sent new resume again or the same?
Yes, I put some changes, but in general, it's the same. I thought that you will give the feedback.
Let me see the previous one.
So there is
Same or different?
little small changes, and that's it.
Okay, you're okay, front-end developer. So this is bold. I understand it's bold because you want to show your name, but title you can make it regular or change something else. Okay,
Title, you mean front-end developer or
this
my
one,
name?
the front-end developer only.
Okay. Okay.
So, okay, phone number. Is there something going on in the chat?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, skilled front-end developers, extensive experience, JavaScript, and TypeScript. Yeah, this is good that you are describing it. Modern developer practice and tools such as yes, okay, this is good. I have a feeling like you are like mentioning too many technologies within this summary.
Okay. What I need to remove.
So instead of just saying GraphQL, REST API, and Firebase, you can say with APIs in general, or with database, or like integrating with backend, you can just say. And then in the skills, I will see GraphQL, REST API, and Firebase. But anyway, this is also good. You can leave it as is also. Nothing wrong with it. About me, work experience. So for me, this JavaScript and this work experience looks like the same
Okay.
when it's bold. So either I would change this font to match this one.
Oh,
Like try different font. So here it's different, right? So use the same font for about me, work experience, skills, and study.
okay.
And maybe for the company names as well. So present.
Not the bold normal one, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, for the work experience, you can use bold, but different font.
Font, okay.
Maybe you will just follow this one.
Okay.
Develop modern user visibility. So yeah, you have user improving usability, but how big? Like you can use numbers like 15%, 20 or 50%, or you can say in terms of the money. So it bring more money for the company, or it increased the number of users coming to the website. Okay, I'm gonna do one more.
When we describe or say about that we it increase 50%, how we will check it? So how we can explain it that it's 50%?
Let me
When
see.
when it's about money, yeah, we can check it out. What about the application?
Outcome. Let me see, and I'll try to answer. Increase user engagement metrics, reduction of user drop-off rates, faster page load, increase in user satisfaction scores, reduction ticket related to, yeah, like you can say something like this, reduction of support tickets. Support ticket means that when the users are using your website, they don't know what to do, and then they reach out to the support team, and support team creates a support tickets, and then these tickets become your work.
You mean the small pop-up with chat where
Yeah.
we can? Okay.
So this is one example, and let's ask here. How can I answer? What's the answer? Measured results. Getting. Let's see. Describe the specific metrics of key performance. So usually every project has these KPIs, key performance indicators. So let's say we are focusing with, I don't know, really big company or really big e-commerce, and then we really care, let's say Amazon, right? And we care about the customers' ratings. So the KPIs for the project would be customer satisfaction ratings or time savings. Let's say we are working on Google and we really like, let's say, like Google Maps, and we really need the surveys or we need the reviews for businesses. So KPIs could be surveys, analytical tools, performance tracking software. Basically, in every big company, there is a performance team who focus only on the performance. So we as a developers, we develop the application, we push it to the production, and performance engineers, they run it against like millions of users, and they just see the performance of the application. If something doesn't work, if it breaks down, they will tell us, hey, it couldn't handle millions of users, and then we check the different options.
It
So
means that, for example, they can check page load time or something like that also.
yeah, so they
Okay.
don't do it like once. Performance testing is different, so it could be this way. For example, I am opening Perplexity AI, right? And at the beginning, when we are developing, okay, we expect like 100 users or 1,000 of users every day. But let's say our product, our website became really popular within a couple of days. Let's say Elon Musk suggested to use Perplexity, right? And then suddenly we have millions of users. And then our performance, our servers cannot handle millions of users. So we can just, maybe we don't know, but if you want to be ready for millions of users, our performance engineers can run tests against millions of users. So how they do it? They will just send millions of requests to our server, and then server responds if they can handle it. If they cannot, they will fail, and they give us new tasks to increase the number of servers. Because for 100 or for 1,000 users, maybe we need just one server. But for millions, we need at least 2 or 3 servers.
It means that we can just describe generally, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you can say we have a performance engineers or we have a performance tracking software, and we use it. And that's how I got these bullet points, like increase in user satisfaction. So user satisfaction is a bit different, maybe a faster load page, like page load times. Okay.
Is it a good example that so I reduced the page load time from 5 seconds to 1.5 seconds, by optimizing images, implementing lazy loading.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
it's
if you can measure it, yeah, it's always a good example. Like, and also try to ask ChatGPT or Perplexity regarding the how I measured it.
Yeah.
So it says, for example, sometimes you can use analytical tools or performance application, I mean software,
mhm.
and or before and after comparisons.
Okay. Got it.
So right now, yeah, like we don't know some of them, but when you work in the real companies, maybe you will not know like at all, but somewhere there will be a team who will be focusing on the performance of your application.
Mhm,
So maybe they don't test it in the front end, but they can use it, they can test it in the backend services.
mhm,
So while you're working, maybe you don't know, but
mhm,
some of the team's task could be performance testing.
mhm. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, let's see further. What else is there? Yeah, like you have one, so you can add one or two more. But you don't have to use it everywhere.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm,
so again, and unit testing is not decided. So here you are saying for app components. So you can just say like improve code quality instead of saying
mhm,
for app component.
mhm,
So the first part is really good, like added unit testing with React testing library and JS. But this part is, you can say for code for better quality or like different wordings. So basically copy this line and then ask from ChatGPT like, how can I improve this sentence or this bullet point? And it will give you like enough examples. And for everyone, don't try to make it really complicated. Okay, so make it more like as if you are saying with your own words. Make it personal. Here you have it 100%. So these numbers, you don't have to make them bold, but
mhm,
rather do the technologies.
mhm,
So maybe you can do like this here. I don't really see like technology. Why you want to highlight the technology? Because when you submit your resume, companies like big companies especially, they use
You are AI tool?
AI or they use the like a filters. So they check your resume for keywords.
Yeah.
So do I have this or that? Let me show one thing here. Earlier I opened it this, but not here. So this is one of the job descriptions that I received from the Best Buy. I don't know when, long time ago. So sometimes recruiters send you the job description. So as you can see here, Radar team is responsible for building new, update existing components of bestbuy.com. So as you can see, position summary, develop, collaborate, optimize, required skills. So let's say I have a application tracking tool, and when I receive like 200 resumes, I just create one work like a screening, and I ask if the resume has these bullet points, check additionally if they done any of this work. So that's it. It will scan your resume and say, okay, this person has JavaScript React, and they've done some reusable code, some optimization, and developed with React. You have it in the resume? Yes. They will pick your resume and it will be shortlisted. So out of 200, I can pick only 10 resumes. Out of 10 resumes, I will invite 5 of them for the interview. Out of 5, 2 will make it to the last round of interview, and 1 of them will get an offer. Okay. Skills, this part is okay if you make them all bold. It's okay. and study. I'm thinking of this. Maybe you have to put the full name of the university.
Okay. Before it was full, but yeah.
Did
I
someone
got
say
one.
make it short?
Yes, because it doesn't make
And the big
sense.
said that like shortened. I
Mm,
don't know.
Because no one cares.
I don't know. Like in the US, people pay
I
attention
think
to
it's
this part.
I think it's better to have full name, this abbreviation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will change them.
I mean, yeah, they pay attention to this part. This one, it doesn't matter. But this part, they pay attention.
Mhm.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
languages, yeah, it's okay to include them. I think there is a space, right? Is it for
Because of bachelor in, yeah.
okay? But you can remove the space here, and then it will be in the same line with this, or it's same, no?
Yeah, I think it's same. It should be same.
Okay. I cannot see.
Not sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else could be improved? Do you guys have any feedback?
I have a question. How are you guys doing in Europe? Has applied? Do you guys get any calls in Europe?
In what?
In Europe.
Well, we haven't applied yet.
Oh,
We'll start now. So I applied a couple of times, but I get some rejections and that's it.
Try to give some space here. Like these are really close, and here we have empty space. We have
Okay.
space here. Otherwise, looks good.
Only between this header and then main part.
This part just gives some space. The rest looks good. I don't know. You can remove some space here.
now what's the font size you guys are using? Basically, what's the font size you guys using?
I think it's 11.
11. Okay.
You can use 10 if you want, or
10, 11.
Yeah.
I use 10, 11.
so I think it looks good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you
Right.
very much.
See for others' resumes. Like let me see if Sultan had something different. Okay. Yeah, Sultan, I think you have really big font on your skills. So make it
Yeah, maybe.
smaller. And this one also you can make it smaller, so you will have like some spaces between.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
what is Spring Boot and PostgreSQL? What is that?
Spring Boot is
It's a
backend
backend framework.
or Java.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Or Kotlin. You can use Kotlin too.
And Hibernate, I don't know.
It's just like a tool to convert it generates the SQL request automatically just by a method. Yeah, that's a really cool feature.
Okay, great. Yeah, you can definitely apply for full stack roles as long as you know like a little bit of backend.
Yes, sir.
So Kai is I believe it's not a secret, right? You have a full name, it's different, but you are using short name here.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So New York, open to relocation. So open for relocation or open to relocate. Oh, you just have to change the ending. Email is correct. Let's open it.
I think it's open to relocation.
Open for relocation, right?
No, I think it's 2.
Okay. You have 17 connections only? Is it a new one?
I created new one, yeah.
Okay. Whenever you are like bored, try to add like hundreds and hundreds of people. Okay, your LinkedIn looks good. Try to add your description here. Okay. Okay, front-end software engineer, over 4 years of experience specializing in applications. So web application development, you just say web development using React, Redux, JavaScript, TypeScript, GraphQL. Foundational functional test expertise and practical. Okay. So this one is starting here, but this second line is here, third one is here, and the last one is here. Did you center it? Yeah.
It's middle center, yeah.
Yeah,
It's centered, yeah.
Yeah, you can just start from the left side, and then it will be just like this. Maybe, I don't know, like there is no like a strict rules. You can go this way as well.
Okay.
Technical skills, front end. Okay. Also,
Just for me, it's easier to read from the left to right, not in the middle.
yeah. So it's like personal preferences, so it's up to you. So like a general rule here, not a rule even, it's an opinion. So in the summary, you say your like main skills, like whatever you are good at, you just list them. Like my preference, it's personal preference. I just say JavaScript, React, and really important tools that I use at front end. So you can leave it, it's fine. I'm just giving you some ideas. APIs, okay. Apollo client and Apollo GraphQL is the same or it's different?
Apollo client has different like technologies besides the GraphQL.
Okay, makes sense. And in that case, you can just leave it as this. Yeah, this part is good. Technical skills, experience. Say it like a work experience or yeah, work experience.
Yeah, okay.
Like
Yeah.
when we are talking, yeah, we say like experience, but here
Yeah, professional experience.
or professional, yeah. Front-end software engineer, noisy remote. Looks good. Building readable documents. Like React. Again, when you say using technologies like, you don't need this part.
Using just React?
Yeah, using
Yeah.
React GraphQL because you already mentioned the technologies here. You have the skills, you mentioned them here. Here, you just gave the specific scope of the project.
Make it shorter.
Yeah. So you remove these technologies like, and instead you add some numbers if you can. Sometimes you don't for every single content. Just use it for next one maybe if you don't want to add it here. Because not every job requires the outcome or result. So it's okay sometimes not to put them. Index for state management. Okay, this is enough actually. It's up to you. You can add like numbers or you can leave it as is. Collaborating with backend engineers on API integration, ensuring the flow smooth integrated with backend systems.
Ya bunlar çok geliyor ya. Kafa beyin kalmadı yemin ediyorum ya.
Emre abi, you are talking in the class.
Hadi.
At integration of Cypress. End-to-end testing, unit test, ensuring robust testing. Robot testing for what? Again, it can create this kind of questions. So I'm being really like, picky here, but try to when you are building your resume, try to read it and ask what kind of questions it can create for others.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I can add up some coverage, so code coverage
Yeah.
of
So
testing
you can say
something
it
percent.
increased the code coverage, or it increased or decreased the number of bugs in the production, for example.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, this testing. Okay, yeah, I will add some metrics here.
Looks good. You have really consistent format. So for the company name, you use just regular. For the titles, you used italic, and you have the numbers. I mean, this dates, period dates. Education, you have a what policy, certificates. Okay, yeah, this looks good. So in case you don't have enough space for numbers and other things, you can move your bullet points to this line.
Yeah, I was trying, but yeah, it
Did
was
you
no
do it
problem. But yeah,
on,
that's a good.
was it on the
good
Google Docs?
Yeah, I'm on Google Docs. Yeah.
If,
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I can move it there. I don't know. It wasn't. No.
so that we have a document, right? So you can
Oh
just
so yeah, I moved it. Yeah, I moved it. I
you
don't
will
know
just
why.
change this one. You have
Yeah,
to highlight job. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did it. Yeah, it wasn't showing up in this
Okay.
service lines before.
Okay. Email. You have a link to your email. Phone number. Okay, Nursultan, do you have a LinkedIn? We didn't check your LinkedIn.
Oh, I do, but it's not finished yet.
Okay, let me see if you have and if you need any.
Wait a minute.
Arena, you have it 124 and 27. So you need more connections.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Let me just okay. So I am in the San Francisco area, and recently I was in the downtown and I saw Samsara's office. So I'm gonna post it in the chat. Second. So those who listed Samsara, now you have a picture.
Approved.
Yeah.
I thought that wasn't a real company.
What do you mean? We use real companies.
I don't know, like
Yeah.
you made the web, yeah, you made the web page, and if they call, you're answering. I thought it was.
Looks great. Where is it? Is San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco, California.
Okay.
So I just remember. Oh, this
If they have office only in San Francisco and other place too.
Other
City?
places as well, in Europe also.
Europe.
Oh,
In
okay,
Germany.
that's good then. Oh, okay, that's good then.
You can say you work for Germany, something.
No, I will not. They can check, I think.
Oh, okay. So again here, 3 years of experience. Yeah. It looks good. I haven't seen putting this from other people, but it's okay. Like it doesn't hurt anything. The only thing you have to add more connections.
Yeah.
Of your education, your current company, it's great. Contact email, okay, good.
Oh,
You can include your what is it called, GitHub here if you have good portfolio. If not, it's okay.
I know.
Here, safe goes okay. Sometimes you can add what kind of services you can provide. But okay, good. Okay. I think you can add more skills. I know my LinkedIn has like 50 skills, more than 50. So why it's important? Because recruiters search you based on the skills
Mm-hmm.
and then like technologies like React, JavaScript, and additional skills.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because when I search for people, let's say front-end developer, it will show me people based on the skills. See, current front-end developer in San Jose, because I said in the LinkedIn that I'm in San Jose. Secondly, we can check this part, but again, you see, I see this Tanushree because I have a connection with Fabio Alonso. We both follow this person or we have connection. And secondly, I am getting this Flora Tang because I follow we have 4 common friends. This one, I don't know, we don't have, seems like. But here, Malak is our mutual connection. And if I open Malak, recruiter, see, for Meta. So that's how recruiters find you based on your connections. For example, this first means we have a direct connection, like we know the third person who knows both of those people. So I know the Noor is showing up because I know these people. And as you can see, 9 mutual connections. Carlos, 3, 4 connections. This one is just 1. Provide services. It's based on the services because they also do the web development. Okay.
Yeah.
This one is like a direct connection you have with these people. When you say second, it shows your friends' friends. And the third plus, it's like really random people in your network. Okay. So that's why it's important to have a recruiters, have a experienced developers in your area. So when recruiters, for example, I'm a recruiter, when I come to this person, I can see your profiles here, or I can see connections of the people, like mutual or coworkers, and then I can just reach out to them. So let's say I'm reviewing this person, and here you show up as open to work. So I click this person. Now, okay, this person is in Boston. I am looking for front-end or software engineer, data scientist, for example, and I will just message to this person and I invite for a job. And I can send it. You see, it's ready. So sometimes you will receive the messages from the recruiter saying, oh, your background is awesome, but they use templates as well. What were we talking? Or Sultan, your LinkedIn, right?
Do we need to include the Samsaras people?
You can.
Or
You
no?
can. Yeah.
I'm working
Oh.
on it. It's like
You think it's strange and it will be like weird for people, but
yeah, if you don't have the connection with Samsaras people.
usually
Mm.
you have to change your photo, by the way. So
Yeah.
in the big companies, they don't know like how many people in the teams, where they're coming from. You have to be careful not to expose yourself, but again, sometimes people don't know if we have people working in the company. Usually you focus on your team only, at least your department. And big companies, of course, they have like hundreds people in different locations.
Okay.
So sometimes let's check it. Like maybe you will stress about it. Like what if they know, what if they figure it out that I don't work there? But you can see from 1 to 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Says 3,000, almost 4,000 people are on LinkedIn. And another tip for you, if you don't know what to include, you can always come here, full stack.
Oh, they don't have a description. I checked them all.
All of them.
They like have a general one, but
What
like
about this one?
it's not pretty shit.
So this person is describing like money, right? Okay, not this page, but and the second thing they describing is here. Production reports by 35%. Yeah, so you don't have to include everywhere, but try to put one good bullet point with numbers, at least one.
Okay.
So this person is not putting this because
Most of them they just put samsara as a default, like without any description.
because maybe they already like done it. They don't want to just update it.
Yeah, maybe.
Next thing. So you don't have to search one by one here. Oh, let me see this one, full stack or front end. Yeah, they don't have it, as you said. But try to go by the, so this part, if you don't know, this is also interesting because you can see what they do. What they do, sales, engineering, IT. And you click this, it will show only the engineers. Or I might be wrong. Usually it shows the engineers. Anyway, manager, it's showing
Maybe
different.
you tap the sales.
IT. Oh, IT maybe in general. Let's see engineer.
Yeah, engineers.
Software engineer. Let's see leader, engineering leader. Yeah, didn't have it. As you expected, but 10 years. Okay, guys, time is up for today already. Nursultan, let me just go back really quick.
It doesn't really have anything. I just tried to finish my resume and then go and put this information into my LinkedIn profile.
So, how to increase your numbers, right? Connections. Like when you're listening
Okay.
to something, when you're
Yeah.
viewing, just keep adding people
Mhm.
every time. So add more.
Okay.
Okay, you have more than 40, so that's good. So focus on this part. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let me stop the recording.